This week we begin the third book of the Torah, Sefer Vayikra, the book of Leviticus, and at the beginning of the parasha, God will call to Moses and begin giving him the instructions about the sacrifices. Rashi makes a comment, really asks a question, why are there sections and subsections, and what does that all mean? And Rashi, again, basing himself on the Midrash, is saying that there are subsections so that Moses has a moment in between sections to think about what God has just told him. It makes me think about the busyness of our lives, the tremendous amount of information that comes at us, and the instant ability that we have to keep ourselves busy, whether it's with our phones or other electronics, the busyness of our lives. And I wonder sometimes if I give myself or if others give themselves enough time to sit, to think about what's happened in their lives, whether it's their learning or just events in our lives, whether we give ourselves enough time to think about what's happened, to understand what's happened, and to see how to proceed. God, as educator-in-chief, seems to be saying that these pauses in between the instructions are important for gathering ourselves, thinking through what we've learned, and being able to move on. What happens if we don't give ourselves that time to sit and to think, to ponder, to wonder, to ask ourselves questions? Presumably, we are poorer for it. Sometimes we might think that the more information we have, the better. And in a world where information is so readily available, we feel really fortunate to be able to have so much information at our fingertips. But being able to use that information may take some time for us to pause. That's what God gives Moses, and that's what we probably should be giving ourselves as we think about how to use information, how to use the experiences that we've had in the best way possible. Moses has this opportunity. It's given by God, but we have to make those opportunities. And in case it's not obvious, Shabbat is one of those gifts that God gives us in order to pause, in order to think, in order to ponder, in order to ask questions, in order to wonder. All of these things are ours for the taking, gives us the opportunity for a full day to think about the week that's gone and prepare ourselves for the week to come. I hope you have a good pause with Shabbat, a good rest, and that you enjoy reading through Parshat Vayikra this week. Shabbat Shalom.